Land is the foundation of our society in Guyana. We depend on land for our homes, our transport, our water, our food, our energy, and our economy. Yet we treat land as if it were simply dirt. Are you aware that some of our practices negatively affect our land? Clearing large areas of forests results in the removal of the topsoil through a process known as soil erosion. This results in the loss of soil fertility and the structure of the soil, known as degradation. For instance, if we look at these two containers, we can understand how a piece of land which has been cleared reacts to rain versus land which has vegetation or plants. The first container has soil only which can represent a cleared or deforested area, and the second has grass growing out of a patch of soil. Let's pour water to mimic the rain. What do you observe? You will see that in the first container, more of the topsoil is washed away than the second container. The container with grass growing out of the topsoil has not allowed much of the topsoil to run off since the roots of the grass or plants hold the soil together. Once the soil loses its ecological and economic function, for instance, it can no longer sustain crops. We refer to this as degradation. When the soil is degraded, we also apply chemical fertilizers to improve the productivity of the soil, as well as our crop yields. Did you know that the abuse of chemical fertilizers pollutes our waterways? Other causes of soil erosion and degradation are unusually strong winds, floods, saltwater intrusion, droughts, and extended dry seasons. According to Guyana's National Action Plan to Combat Land Degradation of 2015, also called the Aligned National Action Plan, land degradation in Guyana has not reached a critical point. However, there are increasing signs that land degradation is happening. This is linked to the exploitation of our natural resources, an increase in the agricultural industry, and intensified climatic conditions. At the national level, Guyana signed on to the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, UNCCD, in 1997. You may ask, what is the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification? A convention is an agreement on the environment between more than two countries. Such an agreement guides global, regional, and national action on combating desertification and mitigating the effects of drought. In Guyana, it also guides our action on reducing land degradation and promoting sustainable land management. The Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission, GLSC, is the focal point for the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, UNCCD. You may ask, what is a focal point? A focal point is an agency which is responsible for coordinating the implementation of a convention at the national level. The GLSC promotes sustainable land use through laws such as the GLSC Act, Land Surveyors Bill and Regulations, and the State Lands Act. The GLSC has also developed the Aligned National Action Plan, which was mentioned earlier. This outlines the approach towards continuing to enhance the way of managing land and resources in Guyana. Recently, in April 2016, Guyana voluntarily agreed to utilize the Land Degradation Neutrality Target Setting Program, LDN-TSP, to assist in the implementation of the UNCCD. The objective of the LDN is to achieve a position of no net loss of healthy and productive land, or in other words, it is achieved when globally or in a given landscape, the area of productive land remains stable or increases. To protect and conserve our land and waterways, miners need to follow the codes of practice for mining, which help to reduce the impact on the environment, such as land reclamation, which includes replanting the land and developing a closure plan. The safe disposal of waste from mines, factories, and other human activity should also be practiced. At a community level, we can help to manage our land by reducing our waste, disposing of our waste in a safe and sanitary manner, composting waste, avoiding the removal of large tracts of forests, and rotating crops as a good means of adding nutrients back into the soil. To learn more about how you can protect our land, our economy, our home, and the GLSC's aligned National Action Plan and Land Degradation Neutrality Program, call or visit the Guyana Lands and Surveys Commission.
A message from the Ministry of the Presidency, Department of Environment, Global Environment Facility, and the United Nations Development Program.